Alexi Canas came to the United States from El Salvador 30 years ago. He has 8 children from 8 to 22 years old and has a home improvement business. He was living the American dream until about a month ago when he was detained by ICE.
And we are back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know, it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you this content. Now, y'all, as you saw from that coming up clip, we are going to be talking today about a person who was in or who has been in the United States without permission for 30 years and just got caught up by ICE and is being deported. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a theory on how some people who are in the United States for 30 years, for 20, 30 years, that long, I'm going to tell you my theory that I came up with when I was in high school, y'all. I'm 45 years old now. I came up with a theory, no joke, in high school as to how we could help people in that situation. I know a lot of y'all is going to say just deport them, but I have a different kind of idea. And I want y'all to wait until the end of this video to hear something I came up with probably 30 years ago, y'all. I was a thinking person all the way back into my high school days. But first, let's get into your favorite senator, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen, who continues to make a not such a good showing for the state, I shall say. He is going to bat for Mr. Obrego Garcia, who has been deported to his home country of El Salvador. Let's take a look at Mr. Van Hollen.
Were you aware of Kilmar's domestic violence on his record and human trafficking concerns?
As I said, everything should be presented to the federal district court.
So people are taking from this that Mr. Van Hollen may have actually known about Mr. Obrego Garcia's checkered, let's just use a friendly word, checkered past, and nevertheless has still gone to bat for him anyway. So y'all know I do not like whataboutisms. I mean, I try to stay away from them. I try not to say, well, you didn't say this when that was happening, and what about this? So some people have said, well, why didn't Mr. Van Hollen go to Israel to help free our hostages there if he's so concerned with people being held against their will unjustly? I'm not going to say that, y'all, because I'm not going to whataboutism Mr. Van Hollen. But some people have said that. Regardless of all that, y'all, the Trump administration is saying Mr. Obrego Garcia has no future in the United States of America.
Covered in tattoos, and look, you can do a whole analysis of what these tattoos mean. You know, they change and add tattoos based on what they've done to keep their association with these gangs, whether it's killing someone, extorting someone, raping someone, and getting involved in drug trafficking or human trafficking.
It's a whole
and
story.
This guy Garcia was picked up. I mean, he was caught with a bunch of people suspected in the car without, I mean, there's a lot of things that I think, had he been arrested and President Trump was in office, I think there might have been a different outcome for him when he was caught in Tennessee with a carload full of people that aren't related to him.
Wow.
The president swore to the American public he was going to deport illegal criminals, and especially those who have been involved in violent gangs like MS-13 that have terrorized American communities. And so to the Democrat Party, who thinks that they are going to bring this foreign terrorist back to the United States of America to live a peaceful and happy life, that is never going to happen. Not only is this an MS-13 gang member, but he is also an illegal alien who broke our nation's laws to come here. And not only is it a slap in the face to the American citizens whose lives who have been put in danger or in many cases lost at the hands of these illegal alien criminal gang members, but it's also a slap in the face to the millions of legal immigrants who came to our country the right way, waited their turn, and paid their dues. We have a legal immigration system for a reason. The president is going to continue to uphold that.
And making the rounds also in the news is the plight of another Maryland man. This time a man who has been in the country with no documentation for 30 years and who was caught up by ICE following an arrest for driving on a suspended license. And now he's being sent back to El Salvador as well. Let's take a look.
Alexi Canas came to the United States from El Salvador 30 years ago. He has 8 children from 8 to 22 years old and has a home improvement business. He was living the American dream until about a month ago when he was detained by ICE. Diana Kanis is his oldest daughter.
I'm having faith that it will be okay, but at the same time, I'm honestly really terrified. My family is terrified.
His Frederick County family has not seen him since March 10th when he went to court for driving on a suspended license. He's now being held by ICE in Mississippi, facing deportation. An immigration judge called him a danger to the community and denied him bond.
That's the greatest fear that we have. If he does end up getting deported, we don't know what we're gonna do.
Kanis confirms her dad was given a 2-day jail sentence, and when he was released, he was detained by ICE. The Frederick County Sheriff's Office has a 287G program where some officers are trained and cooperate with ICE. Kanis was flagged through that process. Frederick County Sheriff Charles Jenkins says Kanis was in the country illegally and made no effort to get legal status.
It's going to be hard, strict enforcement. ICE has said that, the president has said that, and unfortunately, I guess you would categorize this as collateral damage.
Jenkins defended the 287G program that led to his detention.
When you think about the person, you think about the family, sure, you feel bad, there's heartache that goes with it. I feel sad for him, but again, I got to think of what's best for this country, what's best for Americans.
The family acknowledges he should not have been driving on a suspended license. That was a mistake, but they never thought it would lead to him being deported from the United States, where he's lived for 3 decades. An online case search shows Kanis has received dozens of traffic tickets over the years, but the family says Kanis has no violent criminal record and works hard to provide for his family. They've been able to talk to him on the phone, and he helps them with his business.
I'm honestly really proud of my dad that even in this bad situation that he's still willing to kind of keep his business running so that we have food on our table and a roof over our head as well.
The Trump administration said it planned to crack down on illegal immigration and go after violent criminals and gang members. Kanis' family doesn't understand why he was targeted.
Really just surprised. I think he is the farthest from a violent criminal that there is.
The family is trying to be positive. They don't talk about the possibility of him not coming home to his kids who are off school this week for spring break. They set up a donation site to raise money so they can hire an immigration attorney to help fight for his release. In Frederick County, Darcy Spencer, News 4.
Now, News 4 reached out to ICE. We have yet to hear back.
Now, this final part, this is only for my thinking people. So if you're ready for maybe a bit of a brain teaser, something to stimulate your thought process, then continue on. If not, thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all. I love all of my people who are not going into this direction. But for my thinking people, y'all, this is something I came up with when I was in high school, okay? A long time ago. I thought, for some reason, I was thinking about this topic while I was in high school. I have no reason why, but I actually wrote a paper on it. And it goes something like this. First of all, let's introduce to you a concept. It's called adverse possession. Adverse possession is a legal doctrine that allows someone to claim ownership of land that they've been occupying without the legal owner's permission. I'll give you an example. Say you build a new fence on your land, and let's say that due to an error, you were to include 5 feet, let's say, of your neighbor's land into your fenced area. After having that fenced area for a certain amount of time and your neighbor not taking action against you, you can actually go to court to have that extra 5 feet that, let's say, you accidentally included in your land. You can actually go to have that officially ceded to you, okay? That's called adverse possession. Now, you could do it by accident. In some cases, you could even do it on purpose. There are certain criteria that need to happen for you to be able to have an adverse possession claim of, let's say, your neighbor's land or somebody else's land. It has to be actual, meaning you actually have to have control of the land. It has to be open and notorious, which means you can't be hiding it. So if you were to build your fence there, that's open and notorious. Exclusive. Yes, if you were to fence your neighbor's land onto your land, it's exclusive. Your neighbor can't just hop over your fence and take their land back. You're the one who has control of it. It has to be hostile, meaning without the permission of your neighbor, which it would be. And it has to be continuous. You have to maintain that possession for a period of time in a continuous fashion, not like a back and forth type of thing. Like if your neighbor knocks down your fence and they built their fence and then you knock that down and you put your fence back, that wouldn't be continuous. So if it's actual, open and notorious, exclusive, hostile, and continuous, and the continuous has to be between 5 and 20 years, all depending on the state, right? You can, if you meet those criteria, go and actually go to court and say, look, I met all the criteria. This land is mine now. And you know what? People actually take land this way. You might think of a squatter. You know, you're not so much a squatter in that case. You are a person who did claim your neighbor's land through adverse possession. Now, when I was a kid, for some reason I thought, could somebody claim United States residency? Not citizenship, but could somebody claim residency through adverse possession? Could somebody who comes into the country without permission, after they've been here, actually here, they've moved about in an open and notorious way, they have acted as if they have residency, they get a driver's license, they hold a job, they have a business, they do it without the permission of the country, so it's hostile, and they've been doing it for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, whatever. Have they not, through adverse possession, claimed residency? Now, y'all, I know it's a legal stretch, but I'm that type of person. I like to think about this kind of stuff. Okay, that's why I said only my thinkers should be listening to this, because some people are just going to say, no, send them all home. That's not the point. The point is not, do you send them all home or not? The point is to think through some of these legal concepts because it's fun, okay? I consider this entertainment. This is what I do for fun. This is why I'm never bored. This is why you can sit me down in the DMV without a phone and I can just be in my head and entertain myself because I'll think through stuff like this. So any of my true thinkers, what do you think about this? Now, legal residency is not, it's not land, and I don't know if it can be possessed. But imagine a court were to say, okay, we're going to treat it as if it is a possession, something you can have, right? And yeah, you could have it in an actual, open and notorious, exclusive. The thing where it might fail is the exclusive, right? Because you can't have sole possession of residency. That might be the one place where this concept fails. But let's say you could check the exclusive box. It's hostile, right? It is without permission and it's continuous. So after 30 years, if you could check that exclusive box, can you see how I could say that maybe someone would have basically, I don't want to say stolen, but taken their residency as a possession? I mean, the basic thing is this, y'all. If the country's slipping for 30 years, right? I'm not saying, see, some people will say, oh, well, somebody been here 30 years. You know, it's not fair. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying if we've been slipping for 30 years, man, and then all of a sudden we wake up and we're like, oh yeah, to me, I'm not even talking about a fairness to the person thing. I'm saying more like, you know, it's kind of like when you have kids and you don't make them clean their room, and then one day they're like 16-year-old. You're like, are you gonna clean your room now? No, they're not. They're not gonna clean their room now. You missed the opportunity to train them. You missed the opportunity to correct them. You're never gonna get them to start cleaning their room as they would have if you had been doing it their whole life. So anyway, y'all want to hear what y'all have to say about this. I know this is just kind of off in la la land, but this is the type of person I am. So if you're still rocking with me, let me know down in the comments. What do you think about this? U.S. residency through adverse possession. All right. I want to thank y'all for watching. Please stop, hit the share button, share this video out. Who do you know likes to think crazy thoughts like this? Send it to that person through email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or all the social mediums. And also, if you're not a subscriber, this is what you get when you subscribe to this channel. You get this kind of crazy thought like I have, all right? So if you want this in your brain, hit the subscribe button. I want to thank y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all, love y'all, and we'll catch you back in the next one.